if you follow me on social media, you know in January 2025, I had a spiritual awakening, a Kundalini awakening, and it has changed my entire perception of the world and how I live my day to day. Like, I realized how powerful we are, how you can create your heaven on earth if you choose to. It has, my entire life has changed, and I wanted to talk about that and then kind of get to how you can shift from that fear-based, like whatever you're paying attention to, and create the reality that you want. Because this is why I wanted to become a coach. I learned about manifestation after I woke up, and it was like, I would not be an entrepreneur now if it wasn't for me learning that I could actually manifest what I want. I thought I was just working 9 to 5 and this is life and it is what it is. But no, we can choose our reality. What do we want out of life? So that's how I got here. So I had spent 10 plus years healing. And my healing is not what caused my awakening. So I wanted to share that too. I was wanting to just be better. I wasn't happy with life. It may have looked like that on the outside. I was not happy on the inside. And I had spent all these years healing and finally got to a point in kind of like the middle of 2024 where I was like, oh my gosh, like I finally felt happy. I had no clue how I did it. I know I was off of social media for like 3.5 years, and I really was focusing on myself. I didn't know how I did all that until now. I had the intention and I wanted to be better. So I started shutting everything out. So I had gotten to that point where I was like, I feel great. I was like happy with life. I wasn't stuck in negativity. I felt great. But then I started to really realize, like, I know we had issues with our dog and she was passing away, and there was a point where I was still like, then why are we here? Like I had done all this inner work and was, happy with my life. I started working from home. I got to be with my family more, but I still had that like wanting to know, what is the point of life? Like, why are we here? So I'll get to that story in a minute, but what I have learned through all of this and people that I've talked to that have had awakenings and like research that I've done is you can have a spiritual awakening at any given moment. A lot of times it does happen through traumatic experiences. If you see people that have had near-death experiences where they have that shift in consciousness, those things do happen. But what I feel so called to share with my journey was because me doing that inner work prepared me for the expansion in my consciousness, to where when that spiritual awakening happened, I wasn't stuck then what do I do? Like, if I realized all this stuff that is going on in the world, it was like it made everything else bearable with how I raised my vibration and did all the inner work. Like, once I realized what I know now, it made everything more bearable, I guess is how I could say it. So towards the end of 2024, I was just sitting there on my deck and I was questioning why the heck I'm here. I grew up not being, connected to, you call it God, universe, source. I knew I believed in it. I had felt like I was, to be honest, I had felt like I was being looked over or watched throughout my life. And I don't really know how to explain that. Like, I've had certain instances where I had feel like, okay, they had me right there. Like, it saved my life a couple of times. And I won't get into that. But that is, I have felt it. So I've always believed in God. I wanted to, because I wanted to believe that, I don't just die and I'm going to see everybody again. But I needed to know, left brainer thing too. Like I just wanted to know. I needed answers. I needed proof. So I was just sitting there. We were going through it with our dog passing away, and I'm like, what's the point in life? Like, I'm sitting outside, and I may have a roof over my head, but I'm looking at all the animals and stuff that we're all out here surviving. Like, do I really have to work my life away and not get to enjoy the things I want to do? Like, what? I need freaking answers, and I need to know that there is more to this. Like, that people or angels are looking out for me. There is a universe out there. I don't know what to believe from everything that we've, been programmed to believe. It was just, what the heck? Like, I need answers. So in that moment, I didn't say anything out loud. I did this all in my head because I never felt comfortable kind of like speaking out loud and talking to God. I always did a lot in my head. So I was like, okay, if you're real, then I need a sign, because I'm done. Like, I had reached that point. I was fully like surrendering, letting go of control, and I need you. I need to know. So I had asked for a sign, and I was like, okay, I'm out here. Put a bird on my deck, because no birds ever land on my deck unless we were specifically like putting food out there in the winter or something. I'm like, put a bird on my deck. Just give me a sign. I need to know. So I'm sitting there in about 10 seconds. I don't even know if it was 10 seconds. It could have been 5 seconds. A bird had landed on my deck. It was a red cardinal, and I was like, dang, that was quick. Well, then I hear click, 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 click. And I look behind my chair, and there's another red cardinal. And then, like, not even 5 to 10 seconds later, 2 more cardinals come on my deck. And in that moment, it was like, okay, I hear you. I got the sign. Like, thank you, because I needed that. But in that moment, it was like, yes, I did all of that healing and the inner work. That was the moment my heart opened up. I didn't realize that my heart was still closed off, because I guess I still needed that. Like, I need to know what's real. Like, I needed to surrender. I wanted to control everything. I needed to know everything. I think in that moment, I really needed to surrender to the unknown. Like, just, I don't know what is out there. And it was like being vulnerable in that moment. So yeah, I was completely just excited. I was talking to my husband on the phone, couldn't wait to tell my kids, because, they've had questions too. Like, is God real? They would ask, about Jesus and the Bible. And I'm like, I don't know anything. I really don't. I just know in my heart, you need to be a good person. You focus on yourself. You be kind to people. You show love, and you make this world a better place. That's what I've always taught my kids. So I didn't have any other answers for them. Well, then for that, it was like, I could not wait to tell them, because I'm like, you guys, like, look what has happened. Okay. After that happened, that is when my entire world started to change. Like, you see a lot of people like waking up to, I guess they call it like a societal awakening, but they wake up to, the structures of the world and the injustices and the, I guess you call it the division, like people who run the world. You start to become aware of that. And I did as well. Like, I really was, I think that shift in my consciousness and really, like, it opened up my awareness to where, because if you're not aware and if you're not focusing on, if you're just going through the day on autopilot like I was, you don't have the awareness to see things for what they are, I guess, if that makes sense. So for me, didn't trust my intuition at all, didn't even know that existed. I was really running on autopilot. I just did the same thing every day, did what I was supposed to do, followed, society norms and stuff. It's insane. But once you have this shift in your awareness, you really start to see things for what they are. And I feel like that's when you start to realize, I don't know if it's like the veils just start to become thinner, like you really start to see a different perspective. So that's why I always talk about like having the awareness to even just want to change your vibration and wanting to do the inner work is really where you start, because then you have the awareness, like you can pay attention to stuff if you want to. So in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, God is real. Like the universe is real. Like we are all connected. That completely, like, so everything, I was just like, I started going down rabbit holes, and like a lot of people do. But this is why I want to talk about this, is because I really feel like because a spiritual awakening can happen at any given moment. And then what I've learned now with how the shift in consciousness is happening, and people are awakening to Christ consciousness and realizing we are all connected, and everybody is tapped in. You can do all of this. You are very powerful. We're going through like a huge shift in this world, where the vibration on earth is raising. People are going to have awakenings, but to get out of that like anger and the division and all of that, to get to unity, you have to work on yourself, or you're going to continue to see that reality, because that's what you're choosing to focus on. And that's what changed for me. So when I started waking up to all the stuff within society, and just, I knew I was different growing up. I knew I really didn't want to work the 9 to 5. I didn't really know there was anything more though, but I knew I didn't agree with everything that we're being told, and what you have to do. I was always different. I knew that growing up. So when I started questioning a lot of stuff, instead of feeling stuck and mad at the world, me doing that inner work and already having my vibration raised, it was like when I started going down rabbit holes and figuring out a lot of stuff that I really wasn't aware of through my entire life. When I started watching stuff and expanding my consciousness, there was one day that it snapped. And literally, I remember my husband coming home, and I was telling him, I was like, I think I went too far, because I started to realize, like, how people talk about time as an illusion, because it is. Like, everything is happening simultaneously. Like, it's happening, like the past, the present, and the future are all happening at once. Like, I really was just going deep into stuff, but it was expanding my consciousness. But in that moment, when I told him, I was like, I think I went too far. Like, it really, then it was like, I didn't know I had an awakening in that moment. It took me a couple of days, but I was in this pure bliss and joy, and I was literally dancing around my house. I mean, twirling. It was just this full happiness of like, oh my gosh, there is more to this reality. It's not what they tell you. This is insane. Like, this is freaking amazing. So I remember my kids asking my husband, like, what is wrong with mama? Like, why is she so happy? But that is what happened. Like, and again, you can have a spiritual awakening at any given moment. And it's really like, that's why I wanted to share my story too, because doing the inner work and getting out of watching everything that does not serve you and that keeps you down, you're going to stay there. Your reality is going to reflect that. Whatever your vibration is the reality you're going to experience. So most of my life, the reality I experienced was down here. It sucked. It freaking sucked. Then once I started doing the inner work, it was like, oh, I became happier. Like, I can do what I want to do that makes me happy. I don't have to do anything. That's what I started to learn. It was like, well, if I don't want to do that, then I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make me happy. And once you're choosing yourself, you're peeling all those like the layers off that don't serve you, all the junk, and you're coming back to your authentic self, which everyone has their own unique authentic frequency. Your soul's true essence. It's who you are. Everybody has a different one. So whatever is authentic to you may not be, for the other person. So you really are just doing what makes you happy, coming back to yourself. So that's what, if you follow me on social media, that's really like, as soon as I woke up, it was like, I have to share this stuff to the world. Like, I have to teach people that they can create heaven on earth, and they can come back to themselves, get back to their authentic self, and be happy and live the life that you want. But you have to choose it. You have to choose it. Nothing in your external world is going to bring you happiness. Nothing. You will find peace and like feel connected. You're going to find that when you go within. It's not going to be anything external to you. So what I wanted to talk about is what I have noticed since I woke up. Once I learned, I was like, okay, we can manifest. Show me how. That's how I became an entrepreneur. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do the job I'm doing anymore and waste my life. Like, I want to enjoy life. And everybody's desires are different. Everyone has a different desire. For me, I wanted to have time freedom. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to be happy doing what I do every day. But I know as soon as I woke up, it was like, nope, my mission on earth and my purpose here is to tell everybody else, to teach them how to ascend and create their own reality, because we're very powerful. Once you realize this and how your mind works, all the science stuff that you have looked at and you have read, if you're watching this, it's real. They have proved so much of this. You can rewire your brain, your mind, but it takes the inner work. So I had learned about manifestation, became an entrepreneur, and what I really just get so excited to tell people about is how your vibration, whatever you are, your dominant frequency and stuff, that's the reality that you're seeing around you. So if you're focused on the fear, the division, you're angry at the world and this and that, and if everything you're observing, you're that's what you're going to see. The universe is amplifying the present energy that you're putting out. We're all energy. Everything is energy. We are all connected. It is crazy. So what the universe is going to amplify whatever energy is present. So when you start to work on raising your vibrational frequency, which is doing the inner work, focusing on yourself, cut out whatever is not serving you, whatever is not bringing you happiness. The more you peel back these layers, because your belief, like if you believe the world is shit and it's broken and it's done for, then it is. That's your belief. That's what you're going to see. If you are not happy with your life, you have got to change your beliefs. So when you start to do this inner work, and this is what I teach on my social media page and through my coaching, you can rewrite your beliefs. Whatever is not serving you, and you, like, it could be like the programming that you grew up with, or society, whatever they're telling you to do and you don't want to do it and it doesn't align with you, don't do it. Cut it out. Say no, rewrite it. And that's what I had started to do throughout the years. And then I started to really realize, oh my gosh, like I can teach people this, and I signed up for my coaching program, graduated from that, and this is what I want to do. So you can do this. So the more that you peel back these layers that aren't serving you, you are coming back to you. You're coming home to yourself. You're coming back to your authentic frequency. And that's the highest frequency. That is when the universe, and you're going to be feeling freaking amazing then, because that's you. And that's when the universe is bringing you everything that you are feeling. Your emotions are vibrations. Your thoughts are vibrations. So when you're feeling all that low junk and that's what you're focusing on, that's what you're going to see. The more you raise and get back to yourself and find the more joy and the happiness of what you actually have in life, it's going to start bringing more of that to you. And that's what you're going to see. Like, my reality is amazing. It's amazing, but I did the work. I don't want people like, say if you are awake to the societal stuff and you see all the stuff that's going on, all the propaganda, the narratives they throw, and you're feeling stuck, rise above it. Choose to disengage from that. Focus on yourself, and you will feel so much better. You will raise your vibration. You will expand your consciousness, but you have to choose it. You do. You have to choose it. So I wanted to share my awakening, because this is happening in the world. People are waking up. But if you don't want to feel stuck, just know that you can create your own reality, but it starts with you. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And I truly believe, like, if we heal ourselves, we are healing the world. We're changing the world. Like, the world's a beautiful place. It's just it's your perception of it. It's your belief. One more thing. I know this video is long, but what we are seeing happening in the world, everything that's coming to light, all this stuff that's been in the shadows and stuff, it's coming to light. The vibration on earth is raising. So just like with yourself, when you are raising your vibration, all the old junk's got to come out. It's not serving you. You got to get rid of it. It's got to come to light. That's the same thing that's going on earth. Like, you see all this stuff coming up, and it may seem really bad right now, but no, that's got to come up before we can clear all that out and start to create the new earth. New structures that are going to help us. There's so many different healing capabilities out there that a lot of people aren't aware of. And that's what I'm starting to get into, like the energy healing. I mean, there's everything. Frequency healing. There's so many things that if it all, like, Western and Eastern had merged together, like, we could really change so many lives. And people don't need to suffer. People don't need to be in pain. And it's amazing. We just have to be open to it. Just because you may not believe it doesn't mean it's not real. And the more that you're raising your vibration, you're going to see a different reality, and you're going to be fully aware of a lot more than you were growing up. So if you were still watching this video, if you want to learn how to heal and come back to yourself, follow me on social media. Instagram is Ascension with Robin. You can find me on Facebook, Robin Garnett, and I'm on TikTok as well, at Ascension with Robin. And then follow the YouTube page, subscribe. I keep trying to post more videos when I feel inspired. So just follow along. All right, I hope you have a great day, and I love you guys so much.